Wofford, and this is your Monday Moment. Happy June and happy reopening. But it begs let's call it a different question, and that is, how do you relocate your momentum? For the last several months, for most of us, it's as if we've been on the spin cycle in a washing machine, because every time we think it's coming to an end, something changes, something traverses, something is different, and it makes us feel a little bit spun around and or a little bit in a state of upheaval. But you also may find that you feel like you've been hung out on a line to dry and been rather stagnant for the last few months. So where does that momentum go? Momentum is a concept in leadership most closely aligned to forward progress made in any given direction. And the amount of buildup and energy behind it increases with every step in your successive direction. We've been still for a while. The momentum, it's left the building. So how do you relocate that momentum? And how do you do it in such a way that allows you to pace yourself? Because much as you would not get up from sitting Indian style or even cross-legged, if you'd been sitting that way for weeks, instantaneously, you can't jump up off the ground or from a position of being stagnant at full speed, hyperdrive, like you might have in, say, February. These following 5 guidelines will be helpful, valuable, and powerful in helping you to relocate your momentum, build confidence, increase stamina, and get you back to a place where you feel good about your speed, performance, contributions, and leadership. It's called relocating your momentum. And the very first step is to limit your to-do items. Limit your to-do items to only 6 at the top of your list. You are only allowed to move to item 7 if you complete items 1 through 6. And it's that limitation that forces your energy into a much smaller pipeline, forces your focus on only a limited number of items with which you also likely only have a limited amount of bandwidth, and gives you a much better sense or much better chance of having that sense of accomplishment. Limit your to-dos on a daily basis to only 6. When you complete those 6 items, then yes, you're welcome to add items 7 or 8 or 10, 20, or 83, as my list sometimes used to look like, but not during these times. You want to find that momentum, relocate that drive and that forward direction? Limit your to-dos to only 6 on any given list. But that leads us to step 2. And step 2 is, in and among those 6 to-do items, decide on your top 2. Decide on your top 2 in that list of limited to-dos. And the reason for that is, when there's a high degree of stress, whether it's through change or whether it's through your responsibilities have adjusted, you've had to homeschool, or now everybody's coming back to work and you have forgotten what it's like to be, or that muscle has atrophied, what it's like to be in an organization where you've got all the employees coming to you consistently. You're trying to deal with massive change, you're trying to keep on the happy face, and yet that's draining. And I've said for quite some time that the psychological impact of all of this upheaval will not yet be fully known, discovered, nor reported, but we are under far more stress than most of us are ready to admit or even aware that we're experiencing. Decide on your top 2 priorities from that list of 6, because your ability right now to prioritize everything as an A, or to keep track of 5, 6, 7, 10 priorities is pretty limited. Third guideline that will allow you to relocate and redevelop, reinvigorate your momentum is to segment your lists. Now, there may have been a time when you could put everything in your head down on one list. Home, personal stuff, work stuff, in the morning stuff, staff meeting stuff, board meeting stuff, or maybe it was customer stuff, donor stuff. Whatever all that stuff was on your list, there was a time when you could probably put it all on the same page and keep on rolling, or all in the same app on your phone, or all in the same OneNote, whatever device you use. And right now, I would exercise caution in this pacing yourself to build back up to some sense of momentum. Segment your lists into bite-sized, manageable areas. One for work, or the staff meeting, or the team development exercise. One for HR issues. One for the vacation you're planning or 4th of July plans. One for activities or needs of the kids or the family. One for finances. Segment those lists, and in whatever medium you record them, whether it's a legal pad or whether it's some technological option, make sure that you're keeping those lists in small, bite-sized, manageable pieces. All of this is designed to increase the chances that you'll get a sense of accomplishment, increase the chances that you will not fall into the trap of feeling overwhelmed, bogged down, can't get it all done. If you've not been doing things in these areas for the last 3 months, you're not going to get done what didn't happen in 3 days. Just something to consider. Step 4, your 4th guideline to relocate and reinvigorate that momentum is to say no twice as often. Right now, your mentality, your time, your resources, your energy are at a lower capacity. The fuel tank, if you will, is low on gasoline. So until you build back up a full tank, be very careful what you commit yourself to, where you say, oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, be very mindful that the more commitments you tack on, the less time you'll have to manage your top 2 priorities and the 6 items on your list. So the 4th guideline is to say no twice as often, at least for now. The last and final guideline that leaders putting into practice will find is very helpful is to stop, listen, and pay attention to the filters currently managing your stress. Said simply, stop, listen, and question. When we're in a highly stressed state, we lose our ability to say words simply. Ironic. When we're in a highly stressed state, the best leaders will tell you they don't make big decisions. When in a highly stressed state, emotions are driving so many factors. Fatigue might be driving our interpretation or perception of events. Frustration, annoyance, fear, depression, anger. There are approximately 22 emotions in this area that when we're under high stress are driving the way in which you see the world, perceive the actions of others, believe the motivations and intentions of those around you, and interpret your environment. Stop, listen, and question. The interpretation of your environment right now may not be accurate. With limited capacity, lots in your mind that you believe need to get done that haven't been done for a long period of time, is all going to contribute to a state of potential overwhelm and a lack currently of momentum that before you may have been able to lean on. So your 5 guidelines. Limit the to-dos to only 6. Decide what are your top 2. And, side note, give yourself a ribbon or cookie if you're into that once you accomplish those top 2 priorities. Step 3, segment the list into small manageable elements or areas. Step 4, stop, listen, question your interpretations. And actually, I like that step so much, I made it step 4 in this last summary. Step 4 is actually to say no twice as often. we're going to get through this together. We're going to reopen successfully, and it will likely be better than ever. In the meantime, let's work together. Let's stay on track, stay focused, and become that better leader of not only others, but ourselves in the process. I'm Monica Wofford, and that's your Monday Moment. And hey, if you're not a member of the Contagious community, it's okay, non-virus related, go to contagiouscompanies.com and fill in your information on that square that pops up so you can receive these Monday Moments every week straight to your inbox. I look forward to seeing you soon, and in the meantime, go and develop your leadership. Talk soon.